Oh, and my audio was not on. Okay, so welcome everyone. So I'll have to trim that out. That's why I checked to see if I can hear the audio. So today we're going to play around with AVD, and there's a version going through the various checks and stuff. Oh, and my audio was not on. Okay, so if we go to AVD currently, so you can go to avd.arista.com. And we're at 5.4, and that came out about a month and a half ago, I think. When did that come out? Like early May? Yeah, early May. So there's a couple of things going through the system right now, and one of them is to add multicast as the underlay. So if you wanted to do multicast for your flood frames, you couldn't use AVD because it didn't have that as an option. And AVD, so let's take a step back. What does AVD do? AVD builds configs from YAML. So you describe the environment you want to build in YAML, and you run it through Ansible. You could also run it through Python by itself, but it's mostly through Ansible. And it will build you a configuration. But one of the things it did not support is doing using multicast for flood frames instead of head-end replication. So all the different options were just head-end replication. So someone actually requested that as a feature, and it's going through. So we're going to play around with that. And you have to get the right environment. So where is my control node? I have a particular environment that I have geared up for this. So I'm doing something a little bit different. Instead of running Container Lab, I'm running EVE-NG. And the reason why I'm running EVE-NG is that with virtual EOS supports doing multicast replication for flood frames. Containerized EOS doesn't, at least right now, at least as far as I can tell. So maybe I'm just doing something wrong, but I've got the same configs in containerized EOS and the same configs in virtual EOS, and it works in virtual EOS and it doesn't work in containerized EOS, but I had to configure it manually or through my own templates. So now we're going to try AVD to do this instead. So I've got a little topology here. I've got some NXOS devices over here, but I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to turn on these two leaves and spines and one spine because we don't really need that much more. So I want to start these up. So this is EVE-NG, and I'm running virtualized EOS. And it's pretty interesting. So it's booting up now. And then I have this environment here. That is kind of like my Autobox, except it doesn't have, it's just Ansible and this development environment, the IDE. So there is no container lab running on this particular node. Make the text bigger for everyone. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And I can do Ansible Galaxy collection list. We're looking to see what AVD's got installed. So 522. So this is an older version of AVD, but we can install a more updated version of it in order to try this out. So what we'll do is Ansible Galaxy collection install AVD arista.avd equals 5.4.0 dev 2, I think. Dev 1. All right, we can see what they're running So normally it won't install. Try Devel. I think yeah, Devel. See if that works. Nope. Normally it will just install the most updated version. So we can try. Let's see if we can get 5.4.0 on there. Okay, yeah. So it's 5.4.0. And then I need to, looks like I need to update Ansible. So Ansible pip3 install Ansible upgrade update. What am I running? Ansible version 2.15. I think 2.16. Is that the most recent version? I'm not using pipx. We're using pip. We just want the most recent version. How do I upgrade Ansible? Someone wrote a blog article about it. All right, so no. Oh, it wants me to uninstall it and then install it. Okay. That's easy enough. So pip3 uninstall Ansible. So this is a system I built a while ago. At this point, I could probably just make a new one. that didn't have Container Lab installed. It's just Ansible. So it's probably a version or two behind. There's many different ways to install Ansible. This is probably the best way because if you install it from like the package repos, it tends to be pretty old. .2.15.13. I don't know if that was actually the latest version or not. 2.15.13. Before, what was it? I'm trying to get to the good stuff. Oh, it's not even on here. Okay. Collection install Arista.avd 5.4.0, and then there's a development release. See if there's a two days ago. How did I do this? Because I did this on another system recently. 550 dev 3. That's what we want. All right, so now that should be there, and then we should do pip3 uninstall, pip3 install PyAVD. Probably install the version of it. Equals. Maybe it doesn't need an updated version on PyAVD. What is... Four point 10. Okay, weird. All right. That's fine. So I should be able to build this here. I'm going to make a directory called working. Then I'm going to pull down a Git repo that I already have called my AVD Playground. Just a little parking place I put for these kind of things. Open up the window, folder rather. Let's put it in working. All right, there we go. Just run a quick, make sure that I can actually build a config. I'm going to copy AVD basic to AVD MCAST. All right, so we don't need AVD. We want to go to MCAST. See if we can build a fabric. All right, another problem that we run into. So sometimes Ansible gives you really terrible, just awful error messages. Welcome, everyone. So gives you awful error messages, and I just happen to know this error message is because that we need to have a later version of Python. So I need to install another version of Python. So it'll be sudo dnf-y install Python 3.11. It's already installed. Okay, so then I need to move so if we look at user bin Python, Python 3 is a symlink to Python 3.9. This is not generally the best way to do this because this is running on Alma Linux 9. So Enterprise Linux 9. So that's Alma Linux 9, RHEL 9, Rocky 9. All requires Python 3.9 for a lot of the internal scripts like firewall command, some other internal stuff. So if you break this, you break the ability to really manage the system in some ways. But the system is very specific in one purpose, and it's already configured. And I can easily swap back and forth. So rather than use Python environments, which I don't want to do because they're more complicated, I'm just kind of doing like this is not really the best way, certainly not the recommended way, but I'm just going to do a little switcheroony here. So I'm going to remove the symlink. And then Python 3.11. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try a different method. So I'm going to do link-s user bin Python 3.9 to user bin Python 3. So if I do sudo, so if I do Python 3, it should say 3.9. But in my Ansible config, I think I can say which Python interpreter I want to use. So maybe that'll work too. I was thinking about this the other day. So I think it's in the Python interpreter key. So let's see if that works. Nope, this error in particular is the error it gives when you're running a earlier version of Python, which I really hate that error because it is, I mean, unless you had run into this problem many times before, you would not know that this meant you're running on Python 3.9 and you need to be running Python 3.10 or better. There's nothing about this error that says that. Let's see if I can, maybe I'm just not, we're doing this the right way. Interpreter Python, that's weird. Yeah, interpreter Python. Doesn't seem to want to use it. All right, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way then. So again, this is not the best way to do it. So remove the symlink, and then add a new symlink to Python 3.11 to user bin Python 3. Then sudo. Is Python 12 on there yet? Oh yeah, it is, okay. So let's run that. And sudo link-s user bin Python 3. User bin Python 3.12. Oh, 3.12 to Python 3. Okay, so that works. So let's try to run that playbook again. Oh, then I have to reinstall Ansible because Ansible is installed per Python version. So right now, no module named pip. So that would be dnf sudo dnf-y install Python 3.12 pip. A whole bunch of stuff. I think I'll have to reinstall PyAVD as well. Okay. Okay, that looks good. So Ansible playbook, build. PyVD. Well, what am I running? Pip3 list grep AVD 540. Oh yeah, so I just set this as to ignore. Unless I need to do this to, let me see, PyAVD. Do they have, what is the, I want the GitHub account. AVD 5.4 AVDN. That's just AVD. All right. Well, let's try upgrading. Let's try this. See if this will. Put this into the. There. So build. Maybe we put it in. Sometimes we don't know where to put some of this stuff. No, that worked. Or can I install pip install pyavd? Upgrade. Oh, that worked. Okay. Sweet. I complained about something though. What did it complain about? Not found. Distlib. Okay, so we'll just do pip3 install distlib. All right, we got a warning here. The name servers, the input data model, it's DNS servers instead. DNS settings servers. Okay, well, we can ignore that for now. All right, so we are able to build a config. I've got to, 20 minutes into it, and right now we've just built the environment to run this development version of Python of AVD. So 5.4 is the current version. It does not have multicast as an underlay option, but we have a new option coming out in 5.5, and that's what we're testing. So this is pre-release 5.5. So Python, Ansible, and AVD are all updated so that we can do this. So now we need to figure out what exactly do we need to put into our, oh yeah, I need to make the data model so we can build a config for this. So these are all set up. Admin, or enable. Let's do username, admin, password. I'm sorry, username, admin, privilege 15, role, network admin, secret, Tony123. Okay, so let's leave one. Username, config mode, username, admin, privilege 15, role, network admin, secret, Tony123. So if I do show run, you'll see that it SHA-256 hashed that password. So it doesn't just store the password in plain text, which is nice. And then for the spine, or for leaf 2, so just putting in a password here, username admin, privilege 15, role, network admin, secret, Tony123. Right. I'm not going to do this one. I don't know. I haven't named this one yet, but I'll just do these three. That's all I need. So Ethernet 1 is the uplink, Ethernet 1 and 2 is the downlink, and Ethernet 2 is their peer link. Or I'm not going to do MLAG between them, so I can ignore that. So I just have to get rid of that. We're not going to do any of this. Well, maybe I need to do this. Yeah, we'll try that. So VEOS Lab. No, I think I did. Yeah, there should be spines. So with the YAML, we're describing the environment we want to build. So that's correct there. Actually, do I even have a config for their management address? Oh yeah, that's right. I had to do a different backend network. And then also I wanted to do VRF instance MGMT. Another thing that's different about the virtualized version versus the container version is in the virtual version, it's management 1, and the container version, it's management 0. So that has caused some consternation. And then when you add a VRF to an interface, then it kicks out the IP address. So I have to put in the IP address again. And then IP route VRF management is 00.92.168.2.1. I don't think I have anything there. So I have to do this again over here. Normally a Container Lab would set all this up, but we're not using Container Lab, so I've got to do this here. Interface management 1, VRF, MGMT. Yeah, 2.1. IP route, not IP routing. And same thing over here. All right. So if I have everything configured correctly, I should be able to ping 192.168.2.11, 12, and 101. So that looks good. So spine 1 is, that's the Container Lab subnet 2, 101. Uplink interface to spine 1. I think it's leaf. I think it's 1 on each. Yeah, Ethernet 1. Yep, no MLAG, so we'll change this. 2.11 and then 2.12. Ethernet 1 and 2. That looks good. That all looks good. BFD settings. Looks good. Management 1. Gateway. This is the deprecated one. I'm just going to leave that there for now. And then it's going to add some accounts and stuff. And that all looks good. So I should be able to do that now. So Ansible playbook, build fabric. Spine wasn't found. Spine. Oh, I think it's spine here. There we go. Built config. So I should be able to deploy now. See if this times out. Look at anything you got on there. Nope. All right, so timed out. Tried eAPI. Credentials would have been in here. Admin. Oh yeah, I changed the password, so it should be 2123. There we go. Let's try that. Oh, it's got the wrong. Yeah, so it's so I got to get rid of these. Sudo. It's using DNS. Forgot to do sudo. Oh yeah, dnf-y, sudo dnf-y, install vim. Oh. Sudo vim etc hosts. I don't want to delete them because I might use them later. Oh, I didn't turn on the API. So, what is that command? Service management API. Management, HTTP server, verif management, no shut. I think that's what it is. HTTP server. Okay, and over here. Try that again. How do I turn it on? We can check in intended. One of these intended configs should have it. Management API HTTP commands, okay. Got it. I can just cut and paste this. No, I can't paste management API HP commands, no shut. VRF management, no shut. Management API, HP commands, no shut. Management VRF, VRF management, no shut. Management API, VRF management, no shut. All right, try that. Management API. Protocol HPS. I could actually just try going to the IP address. Well, wait, I don't have a route to it. Crap. Can I telnet here? Sudo dnf-y install telnet. Telnet 192.168.2. Wait, ping spine 1. Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to put spine 1. All right, we got connection refused this time. Oh, the first time. That's interesting. What did I get connection refused on? Leaf 2. No shutdown. See if that changes it. Unauthorized. Okay, now we're making some progress. And then something was wrong in here. Yeah, so that was wrong. So what was my password? Admin, then Tony123. Might need to do a couple other things. It's not authenticating, so might be missing this. Authentication login local default. Authentication is not working. Oh, it's got a config on here. Oh, it changed password to admin now. Admin. There we go. All right. So it pushed the config. I just had to change it back to admin there. All right, we're good. All right, we're all configured. So, and then if I want to, so rack 1, VLAN 10, rack 2, VLAN 10. We do have VLAN 10. Okay, so if I go to one of the hosts, and IP address ENS, IP address add 10.1.10.11 dev ENS 3 ping 10.1.10.1 show BGP show MAC address table VLAN 10. I don't know which one that is. 7. So this MAC address is 0800. 0800. And this is 0802. Which is not on here. I can also do apt install LLDPD. I love LLDP on servers. Oh, it couldn't get to the... Oh, there's no gateway. That's why. That's Ethernet 2. What is Ethernet 2 connected to? Oh, that's the other side. Oh, I got it the wrong interface. That's why. Ethernet 3. So this should be Ethernet 3. This should be Ethernet 3. Duh. Okay. Build. Deploy. Unauthorized. Let's change the password. Username admin, role network admin, privilege 15, secret admin. There we go. All right, so this host here. There we go. Root test 1, 2, 3. Did I change it? Yeah, I did. Okay. This is actually host 2. Add 10, 1, 10, 12. Dev ENS 4. Ping 10, 1, 10, 1. Oh yeah. PA. Oh, IP link. Dev ENS 4 state up. What do I need to do here? So it's IP link state, IP link dev. IP link set. There we go. Why does it show down? Link is down. Or is it 3 ENS 3? I don't think so. That is IP address add 192.168.2.52. Wait, what's my IP address here? IPA 2.51. And that looks like the reverse, so ENS 4. Yes. P address remove 10, 1, 10, 12 device ENS 4. Okay. All right, so now I can ping both hosts. problem now is that, oh, they don't have outbound internet access. So I've got to do something about that. Because I need them to have access to the internet so they can download iPerf. Crap. I could make, what am I on this? 251. I could try to make this IP masquerading. On Ubuntu. Oh, this is Alma. Well, that doesn't look too bad. Now, this is going to use the firewall command, which is going to give me an error because I'm not using the right version of Python, and so no module named GUI. So I could do pip3 install GUI, but it doesn't see one. So now I've got to do sudo rm user bin python 3, then link -s user bin python 3.9 user bin python 3 sudo. Now I can do. Now it works. Well, kind of. Anyway. So we could do so Enos excuse me. Yeah, so I'll do network CLI connection modify Enos 19 connection.zone internal. Sudo. All right. Oh yeah, and this had to be sudo here. Yep, perfect. Didn't take. Connection modify ENS 19. Connection dot zone internal. Is that the mega zone? And cat proc sys net IPv4 IPv4 IP forward. Sudo firewall command. Get active zone. All right, well, that sucks because I'm just using these instructions. Okay, firewall D is enabled. So it doesn't tell me how to add a zone. Configure zones. Okay. Firewall command. Zone equals internal. Change interface. ENS19. Permanent. Maybe I need to do a reload. Nope. By the sudo firewall command. Zone equals internal. Query masquerade. Add masquerade. Permanent. What in the heck? Oh yeah, reload. There we go. So I can ping that, and if I do IPR, IP route add default gateway via 192.168.2.251. Delete default. So try to apt install Was it LLDPD? Still can't get out. Two dot 251. That's our one. 2.251. I can ping it. So I think part of the problem is that, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this device be the IP masquerade. So I could route through it. I could do it I could try it with another device. So I've got another device, my infrastructure device. Which is .9. See, I think I've got a... my password here. Trying to figure out what my password is for this system here. Nope, found it. Okay. So let me try this one. All right, so what were those commands? Commands. These commands. So I'm going to try some commands. do need to add an interface. So that's easy enough to do. We'll do that in Proxmox. That you can do without changing anything, without rebooting. So now I added in Proxmox. Now I've got ENS19. Okay, that looks good. And now if I do, I wonder if that, maybe I needed to reboot. Well, let's see. So I need to sudo firewall command get active zones. All right, we're going to add a new one. And new zone equals internal permanent. Oh, there already was one called internal, but it wasn't active, I guess? I don't know how this frickin' works. So sudo firewall command zone equals internal, add masquerade permanent. Okay, so and then sudo firewall command permanent zone equals internal, add interface equals ENS19. Then we'll do reload. All right, that looked okay. That looked like that's what it was supposed to do. So if this is natting, so I'll add an IP address. So IP address sudo IP address add ENS19. Sudo IP address add 2.1. Okay, so I can ping that. And then here, ping 192.168.2.1. Okay, I can ping it. IP route, delete default. IP route add default via 192.168.2.1. Now, apt get install iperf apt install iperf. Packet filtered. Known masquerading is set. That was a terrible. What was the command I did before? Checking to see if we were forwarding traffic. Proxys. All right, we are forwarding. But it says we're blocking packets. Ping packet filtered. Masquerade ping packet filtered. Let me try that. Sudo firewall command zone equals internal, add source equals 192.168.20.24. Permanent. All right, try this. Into out. Policy in to out. Set target. Accept. Into to out. Add ingress. Man, I'm so glad Google does this. Internal. What are my zones? Public. Add egress zone. Reload. Jeez. Not even. Oops, that might work. Yeah, there's no. Jeez. This is why it's one of my frustrations with Linux. There's so many different distributions and they all change every time there's a new update. So none of these, I mean, I want to masquerade. It's basically NAT like your home router. So these devices are on a back-end network and I need them to install some stuff. To do that, I need them to have access to the outside world, and I can do that normally through masquerading. But I can't even get freaking masquerading set up on an Alma device. So post routing, there's no policies set for Rel 9. Oh, you know what? Maybe, did I do firewall? Oh, damn. Damn it. For whatever reason, my zone was public, not external. I was missing that. I was just blaming the instructions when it's just me who's an idiot. There we go. All right, so, jeez. IP apt install iperf. Oh, I probably don't have a DNS server set, so yeah, that's stuff. Definitely not. There we go. Man, that took a long time to do that. So far, we're not doing a lot of AVD right now. And this is not even set. That worked. So this was this guy. They should have the same, yeah. So they should have two networks there. NS4 is the backend network here. NS4 should be the backend network here as well. This one is up, and this one is down. Why is it down? Let's just shut this system down. -4 up, -4 down. They got mixed up too. This is host 1. And this is host 2. So we're going to stop this one. And start it up again. So it's Ubuntu. All right, I'm going to make some more tea. I'll be right back. Why does it say down? Stop it again. We will edit. Or rather, we'll edit this connection, or delete it, and then just start it up again. Alright, start it up again. All right, be right back to get my tea. Snapd. I don't think I ever want to run Snapd. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's kind of the way it goes sometimes. Stayed down. Why do they not work? No, just delete these. Maybe there's too many connections. Get rid of this. I don't need it. I don't need that one either. Just get rid of it. Delete, try recreating the connection on a different link. The heck is snap? Maybe I just need to, you know what, I'm just gonna, I don't know what's going on here, but I think this, should just delete this one. Linux Ubuntu 2404. Do 2 Ethernets. I think there was something wrong with it. I don't know. Oh, shit. Stop. Wait, did I run? Oh, maybe it was out of... What's going on here? 2, 3. I'm going to shut this one down. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I can't add a link when it's powered up. All right. That's still doing that snap failure. That's really annoying. There's no way to get out of this either. This is really annoying. So maybe on this one, I can just apt purge snapd. It's an application installer thing, but it's more for desktop stuff. I don't use it. Yeah, So get rid of all that. All right. It still shows down. Man, that is annoying. So the interfaces are reversed. So, but that's interesting. Or maybe okay, and then still down. At least I could do so IP route add default 10.192.1.9. Oh, it's .1. Default. Okay, so at least I can do apt install iperf. Oh yeah, and okay, so that's all installed. But why are the interfaces all down? So Ethernet 0 is up. I'm sorry, Ethernet 0 is up, but Ethernet 1 is down. Why in the heck? So let's go ahead and stop this. Stop those two. Edit. Let's do 3 nicks. Darn it. 3 nicks. Maybe try a different. Maybe try a different QEMU. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff against the wall here. Still hanging on boot, which is really annoying. What the heck is this thing doing? Oh, this is really annoying. All right, so while that's doing that, let's go ahead and try to build a config that does multicast in the underlay. Flooded traffic using multicasted underlay. Okay, so we need to give it some parameters. Let's see what parameters we need to give it. So in here somewhere, so underlay multicast true. So that'll be in Fabric. So these are the schemas. I'm trying to see what the documentation is. Like what settings do we need to do? So this is EOS. We won't need designs. Roles. So from the development branch, AVD. Development docs. Plugins, PyAVD. Nope. I need docs on the collections. Release notes. Nope. There's been stuff in Rust. Interesting. I don't know anything about Rust, really. Trying to find out what parameters we need to even give it to build these configs. Finally. Still down. Jeez. All right. It's getting late. My brain's fried, so I'm gonna shut this down. Try to figure it out a little bit later. Thank you for watching this rather futile attempt. Running into a lot of problems. One problem was for whatever freaking reason, this Linux box in EVE-NG, one of the interfaces is down, and it's always the higher interface, or so it's always the lowest interface. I'm sorry, the higher interface. So this interface isn't up for whatever reason, and I don't know why. It works in this one. That's one problem. And that's going to be a big problem because I can't. I need them both because one's going to be the source and destination of this traffic. And two, I've got the updated version of AVD installed, but I don't know what parameters I need to give in the YAML in order to actually build. Like, where is this under designs input variables? So AVD roles, EOS design docs. So I'm in development. I'm in AVD. Roles, EOS designs, docs, input variable. Okay, maybe it's in here. All right, perfect. Did they actually put it into the settings? Have they updated the docs yet? All right, so pull request. Let's see if it's in here. Multicast Underlay branch. Schema. was deleted. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. So this is an open pull request. Ooh, I like this. Group vars, flood multicasting. Yeah, there we go. L3 leaf. VXLAN flood multicast equals true. Yeah, I like these when they put these configs in here. So that's how I figured out some stuff before. Devices. Intended group vars. Yep. Yeah, we want this. I want a pool, though. What's my multicast pool? Tenants. I don't want to set a multicast group natively. I want there to be a pool that I can use instead of me just assigning the multicast groups individually. I mean, I might have to, but I would assume that there's a pool I can use. Or not. All right, let's try it in here. EVPN services. I'm going to get rid of all but these two. Let's see if it takes that. Yeah. Unexpected keys found in dict. So maybe it's not there. Maybe it's L2. Yeah. For a tenant. All right, don't need that anymore. L2 VLANs. Just copy and paste this. So L2 VLANs are not in any VRF, so they're separate. No tags. Let's try that. And then 256. Oh, yeah, I don't care about that. 256. Oh, name needs to be set. It's not in there then. See if I can put this in here. All right, so it's not in a development branch. I'm gonna have to wait till it comes out, I guess. And then I'll try it then. All right, I'm gonna shut